Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Veterans Corner. I'm your host, Dan Lozon. Our guest today was a medic in the U.S. Forces for 26 years. He's been in many campaigns throughout the years, from Desert Storm to Iraq and Afghanistan, just to name a few. After dealing with Veterans Affairs in two separate instances, both personally and in helping his son, who is a wounded warrior, suffering from traumatic brain injury, he saw how overwhelmed and understaffed Veterans Affairs truly is, which is the same here in Canada. Soldiers are and were lost as they waited for help they desperately needed. And when we come back, I will introduce you to our very special guest. And we're back. Having served his country for 26 years as a combat medic, Brian noticed that he lost more brothers and sisters to suicide when he got home than he did during his time deployed. Today, we have a wonderful guest. We have the founder of Project Diehard, Mr. Brian Gibson. Hello, Brian. Welcome to Veterans Corner.
Oh, hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm very good. I'm very good. You look tired today?
Yes, sir. The mission never stops, but as of yesterday, was our Independence Day. And for a lot of my brothers and sisters and myself, those loud bangs and joyful things kind of keep us up at night.
Yeah, no kidding. Um, what is the Project Die Hard mission? What is your mission?
Our mission uh, is to build places where a veteran can come and get the help they need, to bring public awareness to veteran suicide and helping veterans transition from active duty to the civilian world.
How did uh, how did Project Die Hard start?
Well, it started, I served up until 2017 where I retired. And while I was waiting for the Veterans Administration to determine if the 10 pounds of titanium in my back was service related, I had to be doing something. So I'm a motorcycle enthusiast, quote unquote, and I was building a tribute bike to my brothers that I lost that were KIA, killed in action. Because while deployed, we always talked about riding coast to coast when we got back and things of this nature. A couple veteran buddies of mine came over. One of them said, "Hey, Doc, if your shop was bigger, we could bring more tools in." I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm a guy. We can, yeah."
Yeah.
And then my other brother goes, "Hey, Doc, if I stayed here for 4 or 6 weeks, we could probably knock this thing all the way out and get riding." And I said, "Oh, I love you, brother, for that. But the last time we hung out, there was bail money involved."
Oh yes. Yeah, I can.
I said, "If you get past the wife on that one, hey, I'm all for it. But I don't think you're going to get past her."
No, I ride as well. As a matter of fact, after the show, I'm going riding. And that helps me with my PTSD as well as music. Now, you have what you call a forward operating base rush. Tell me all about that.
Yes. Well, let me roll back to how Project Diehard started real quick.
Okay.
Out of that interaction, and then when I got a phone call from the wife of one of my best brothers, we did 3 tours together. So as a veteran, and that bond we have.
Hmm.
She called me and went, Doc, what do I do? And I'm like, well, you got to take a breath and tell me what's going on. She goes, he's hanging in the garage.
No.
Yes. So with that, building the bike together with my brothers, that news, that led to, okay, a place where veterans can come for a day, a weekend, a week, a month, up to a year, and get the services and the support they need. So in 2018, we got our nonprofit status. Just getting started, 2019, right? Just
Yeah.
starting to get out there. And then good old 2020 hit.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. But during that time, the Veterans of Foreign Wars magazine here in America did a story on me in the mission under the Still Serving campaign because technically I'm still serving my brothers and sisters, right?
You are.
And that story led to WSIL TV out of Illinois to call and say, can we learn about your mission? Of course, I'll go anywhere and talk about this mission
Mm-hmm.
because it's so important. Well, that led to the Haven of Love Christian Daycare Center calling. This was a nonprofit organization.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, are you willing to come up to McCandless, Illinois, so we can talk about your mission? Of course, I'll go anywhere, right?
Yes. Yeah.
If I'm invited, hey, I, I got the improved thing, so if anybody in Canada wants me to come up and talk, I will.
Thanks a lot.
But they took me around 20 acres and through a 10,000 square foot building. Now, mind you, this was August. So down here, it's a little warm in August,
It certainly is.
right? And walking through the woods nowadays isn't one of my best things to do because of my back and my knees. But
Mm-hmm.
I struggled through it. And this is a beautiful piece of land. Get all said and done, and they looked and they said, can you use this for your mission? And I was like, of course we can.
Now, who said this?
The Haven of Love Christian Daycare,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I said, but there's no way we can afford this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And they went, well, good, because we're donating it to you.
Unbelievable. Wow. That is that is awesome. So, what are you doing with the land?
Well, first off, its name, Forward Operating Base Rush.
Okay. And where does Rush come from?
Forward Operating Base Rush, that name comes from Sergeant Courtney Rush of the United States Air Force. Part of our mission is to bring public awareness to veteran suicide.
Right.
Well, part of that is we don't let people forget.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sergeant Rush is from Illinois. And since our property is located in Illinois, we put a call out to our networks of, hey, we're going to name this. And we had a lot of applicants, a lot of people writing letters and, hey, name it this, name it that. I got a lot of hate mail because people say, well, it should be named after somebody with a Medal of Honor or somebody with a Bronze Star. I'm like, look, got it. But,
Yeah.
well, after talking with Courtney's mother and father and researching Courtney, it came that that's what this facility is to be named after.
Right.
Sergeant Rush was in the United States Air Force. She never saw direct combat. she was a crew chief.
Right.
They did angel flights.
Okay.
For anybody listening that doesn't know what an angel flight is, that is bringing our fallen home.
Got it.
Well, that was her demon.
Wow.
On January 3rd, 2012, she lost her fight to the demons and died by a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
That is so sad. So sad. Um, you mentioned that it's a nonprofit organization. Do you, as a founder, take a salary?
No, I do not. That is one thing that when Project Diehard was founded, as one of the things is there's 45,000 veteran nonprofits in America.
Right.
What happened to being a nonprofit?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Okay. There are leaders in nonprofits that make 6, 7, 8 figure salaries.
And that defeats the purpose to nonprofit. If they're making that big of a salary, where's the money going?
Well, again, we're not against salaries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But my view personally, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to get a lot of hate emails after this show because of it, but they comes with the territory, right?
Yeah, so be it.
If you are the leader of a nonprofit, right? If you are affecting somebody's life,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to be helping them, right?
That's right.
Well, if you're worried about what's in this, can you worry about who you're trying to help?
Yeah, really. Unbelievable.
My
Um,
job is to protect the integrity of this mission.
and you're doing a good job, my friend. You're doing a great job. Now, can you tell us why you partnered with the Disability Channel?
Oh, Jay, oh man, what a brother, right?
He is. He's a great man.
Uh, we met him a couple years ago through a mutual acquaintance. And after researching the Disability Channel and talking with Jay and digging in, it was determined, you know what? The programs that the Disability Channel offers, right?
Yes.
Oh, outstanding.
And they have a lot to offer, and I will get into that in a little bit.
Well,
Um,
I think because of those programs and talking with Jay, right?
mhm.
And the mission of moving those programs everywhere, it just seemed like a natural fit to come in and support our facilities.
I agree with you 100%. We're all brothers and sisters, and we all share the same experiences if we've been overseas and in a campaign. I mean, it makes sense for all of us to come together and help each other out.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, and our view on this is teamwork makes the dream work.
It certainly does.
No one organization can do it all.
No, you're so right. You're so right.
So, Jay, his team, the Disability Channel has been going on for a while.
It
They've
has.
already worked out all their kinks.
Yep.
So, why not just give them a studio and a classroom and say, come teach my brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
Uh, all we got to do is build a building.
And you have that.
Yeah, we got it.
You got it. And going back to nonprofit organization, um, Have you gone out to get some help, or have you gone to the Senate? Have you gone to Veterans Affairs to ask for help for for donations?
Oh yes, yes. We go everywhere and ask for donations. In fact, June 21st, I was at the Kentucky Veterans Affairs Administration of Kentucky, not the national, but of Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
their committee, where I briefed the mission. And the chairman, when I got all done, I only had 6 slides.
Mm-hmm.
When I got done, none of them asked a question, so I thought I did pretty good, right?
Right.
Answered all their questions. The chairman goes, "So, what's your ask?" And I went, $10 million. He goes, "Well, that's a big ask." I go, "Yes, sir. But if you don't ask, it's an automatic no."
That's right. You don't ask, you're not going to get it.
Mm-hmm. That was June 21st, and you know how the bureaucracy and everything rolls. But
Right.
we're still following up. We're still any other questions you need answered.
Yeah. I saw that clip on online. It was you did a really good job. Now let's just hope that they do something about it, right?
Again, we ask everybody for help.
Right.
Uh, we look for non-restricted funds
Right.
because of the bureaucracy within government agencies. There's a lot of great people at the VA trying their best to do for the veterans.
Yeah. Same
But
here.
it's the higher up echelons, the bureaucracy that
I know it seems like the higher up you go, the more politics is involved, and that's we're having the same problems here, with that. Um, do you just offhand know the number of suicides there have been since you returned from deployment,
personally,
personally?
18.
18.
The last one was September 2nd. Sergeant Amy Quinn, United States Army combat medic. She was actually one of my soldiers.
Really?
Yep.
We also have a number of suicides here in Canada, but they don't put it on the news. It's bad news. It's bad karma. You can't do that.
It's the same thing here in America.
Yeah. If more people knew what the hell was going on with our soldiers after coming back from deployment, if they knew, well, maybe something would be done. I think we'll just take a break right now, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about donations.
All right.
We'll be back right after this. Thank you.
The Disability Channel, showcasing abilities.
If someone wants to donate to Project Diehard, how would they go about to do this?
The easiest way is to go to our website, projectdiehard.org, under How You Can Help.
Okay.
Uh, there's a myriad of drop downs and things. We do ask people to become what we call a monthly patron.
Right. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
$22 a month. A lot of people ask me, well, do I get a free t-shirt? Well, yeah, eventually. Okay, because no t-shirts are free. So after 90 days of being that $22 a month patron, we'll send you a t-shirt.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's talk about your staff. You have staff. Are they veterans? Because the reason I'm asking is because if a person has not been in combat or they haven't been overseas or been near combat, they have no idea what a soldier goes through while they're there or when they come back. They don't speak the same jargon. So that's why I'm asking if your staff is, or if they're veterans.
My we run off volunteers and donations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My leadership staff is made up of veterans and civilians. Okay. Each one of my team members has experiences.
Mm-hmm.
The scripture tells me to seek wisdom.
Right.
So from the start, we've had a mix of veterans and civilians. If you have a heart of service and believe veterans deserve more, we want to hear from
Right.
you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody has their own thing. And if I put my whole leadership as veterans, when the veteran calls and says, "Hey, I need $300 so I can get my cat's hair dyed," we would probably give it to them.
Wow.
So, it's the civilian half helps us out.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that your staff, they don't take a salary either
No,
at this time.
no leadership. If you come to Project Diehard and you make a decision on the growth, the course of this mission,
Mm-hmm.
if you sit in that place, right, you'll never get a salary.
Right on. Now,
Because
you have a lot of events.
help. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you have a lot of events. Can you tell us what some of them are?
Well, we just finished our monthly fellowship breakfast.
Right.
This here is here in our local area, Paducah, Kentucky, at the IHOP restaurant. They're so gracious to host us. But the first Wednesday of every month, we do a fellowship breakfast where veterans can come and get a free meal. Well, we call it a fellowship breakfast because it's not just for veterans.
Right.
It's for civilians to come and break bread and meet America's heroes, meet veterans, hear their stories, talk to them.
Wow, that's a great idea.
Well, we were blessed today to provide free meals to 10 veterans.
That is awesome.
Yeah, everybody goes, so how many show up? That's not up to me.
Mm-hmm.
If one veteran shows up to get a free meal and gets a little bit of hope, the mission's complete.
Mission accomplished. Now you have a crisis line, and on your website it states if you have an immediate crisis, do not give up. Dial 911.
Mm-hmm.
For non-urgent support, call the Veterans Crisis Line at 1-800-273-8255. and press 1. You can text 838-255 and or chat online at veteranscrisisline.net/chat. Now, when we last spoke, you said that it would be better if you went online and chatted.
Yes,
Why
yes.
is that? Why is that?
Well, that is primarily for my generation of veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the older veterans aren't tech savvy, so they call a lot.
Right,
And unfortunately, that phone number is nationwide.
right.
So I've heard stories of veterans being on hold for up to 2 hours trying to talk to somebody.
Wow. And that's the last thing you want when you're calling a crisis line is to be put on hold.
Yeah,
That's like calling 911 and they tell you, please hold.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable. Now in Canada, um, if we do have an emergency helpline, and if we have a problem or just need someone to talk to, there's a veteran emergency line that you can call. Everything is confidential. And the number is 1-800-268-7708. Now, if you also have problems with paperwork from Veterans Affairs Canada, or you require assistance financially that VAC won't cover, and you are a veteran, go to your nearest Royal Canadian Legion and ask to speak to your veterans officer, and they will help you as much as possible. Now, one more thing about the Royal Canadian Legion is you don't have to be a member, or sorry, you don't have to be a veteran in order to be a member. Um, at this time, if you'll let me, um, you have a poem on your website
Mm-hmm.
by Clive Sanders.
Yep.
Is it okay if I read it?
Oh, feel free.
This is a great poem, ladies and gentlemen. I've read it a few times. It's bang on. It's right to the point, and it's called "Unless You've Been a Soldier" by Clive Sanders. Unless you've been a soldier, you just won't understand the things that we have seen and done in service of our land. We were trained to live in combat and to deal with awful sights that shouldn't be seen by anyone and keep you awake at nights. We don't discuss the wounds we have to the body or the mind. We just put our hearts behind us, our hurts behind us, and turn our memories blind. We are proud we served our country, but remember those we lost. For the freedom that you have today, they paid an awful cost. That is an awesome, awesome poem. And
Yeah, well, it's the truth. That's as well as I tell everybody. Look, you can hate war all you want, but you can't hate the warrior.
that's right. You're absolutely right. There's a few things I want to announce before we finish our discussion. You mentioned that the TDC channel has employment programs.
Yes.
Now, here, if you're currently under EI is employment benefits, or have been on EI within the last 5 years, are you, as a veteran or a person with disability, interested in digital production? Are you looking to expand your current media skills? Keep your EI benefits while you gain work experience in creating accessible media content for the Disability Channel. All you have to do is speak to your Service Canada caseworker or send us your resume and tell us why you would be interested in joining us to produce videos and podcasts for veteran related stories. Now, our next program starts this year in October. And the more people we can get on this, the better, because in 2025, we'll be at the Invictus Games and we're going to be interviewing soldiers with disabilities. And I think a soldier talking to a soldier is the best conversation that they can have. Also, I just want to mention that you can get this program on the disabilitychannel.ca at Bell Channel 168, Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays, on YouTube and on Sirius XM. Brian, is there anything you would like to say before we sign off?
We hope to be at the Invictus Games in 2025, so people
Love to see you there.
Can meet us. Again, teamwork makes the dream work. Together, everyone accomplishes more.
You're so right. And I think what you're doing is absolutely awesome. You're helping your fellow man. And I hope God blesses you with all his blessings. At this time, I'd like to thank the Disability Channel, Jay Stoyan, and all the staff that make this show possible. I would also like to thank our special guest, Mr. Brian Gibson. What you're doing, God love you. Now, if anybody has any questions or you'd like us to cover a topic, or you know someone who would like to come on our show, send us an email and we'll look into it. Brian, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, and we hope to have a facility in Canada in the near future.
I hope you do. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye now. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching Veterans Corner, and hope to see you soon. Goodbye, everybody.